Hi guys, my name is Jamie. Thanks for coming back to my channel. In today's video, I'm going to be doing a get ready with me using some new products. You might have noticed on my channel, I've done quite a few hauls lately. I did a Sephora and Ulta haul, and I recently uploaded a Colourpop haul. So now I'm coming back on camera to putting some of these products to the test and applying them on my face. That way you can see how they work. But as always, I always come back and do reviews of the products or put them in my monthly favorites because I find that first impressions don't really tell you too much. But if you want to see how I got this really natural glowing skin look and this beautiful eye with this voluminous mascara and fun waterline, just keep on watching. So I'm going to start off with primer, and for primer I'm going to use the Ordinary High Adherence Silicone Primer. I've actually tested this out for 2 days I believe, and so far I've been really liking it. I can't really tell if it makes my makeup last any longer because I have been testing it out with the new foundation product I've been using, but so far I like it. I don't notice any insane separation. I can't really tell if it makes my pores look any better, to be honest, but it definitely doesn't make them look any worse. So far I'm really happy with this. I don't see it breaking me out, which is something I was concerned with just because I can be a little bit sensitive when it comes to face products mostly. So yeah, so far I'm pleasantly surprised with this, but obviously this is just a first impression, so I can't really give a review about how I feel about this because definitely have not tested it enough and not under enough circumstances and with different foundations. So the foundation that I've had the opportunity to try once or twice is the NYX Bare With Me Tinted Skin Veil in the shade Pale Light. So far I actually really like this, and the thing that I like the best is the staying powder. I wore this to work about 2 days in a row. I found that I had some dryness on my forehead, and this definitely I don't think it emphasized it, but it didn't make it any better. But I found that when I was taking my makeup off at the end of the day, I was still taking some of this off my skin, which for a skin veil, I was so impressed it had that staying power. When I saw Mariah Leonard review this in her video, she applied it with her hands, so I'm gonna apply it with my hands. So I'm just gonna apply is that a pea-sized amount? Is that what a pea looks like? And just blend it all over my face using my hands. So I find that because it's just a tinted skin veil, I don't notice immediate coverage, but I find that it does reduce my redness, and I just like how natural it looks. It's just an enjoyable product to work with. So I'm just gonna blend that out everywhere. I've been able to add coverage where I need it and it doesn't look cakey, but I don't think it's something that can be really built up to even medium coverage. I think it could just surpass as light. So I'm just blending that where I need to. I have some redness on my nose, so I'm going to try to put in a second layer, but it's definitely just, I really enjoy this product so far for the few times that I've used it, and I can see myself getting a lot of use of it in the summer. It is tacky to the touch, so I have had to set this, but I'm going to go with a little bit more just around my nose and my cheek area because I want a tiny bit more coverage in that specified area. So I'm just once again going into my finger in that area. Let's see if we can build up the coverage a bit. And I find that when I put on a second layer, it's not like it really cakes up on itself. It just looks so natural the entire time, which is probably my favorite thing about this so far. I haven't tested this with other primers besides the Ordinary one, so I wonder how it would look with a different primer. So that's something I'm gonna have to put to the test in the next few weeks before I come back with a complete review on these products. But I'm really able to get in there, and I just really enjoy the way this looks on my skin so far. I think the shade is a perfect match. I do have to double check what the shade range looks like in this because typically when it comes to like tinted moisturizers or skin tints, the shade range is abysmal because it's so light coverage, it can kind of work for multiple shades. So I will have to double check because that's something that is important because you want to make sure if I like a product, I can recommend it and it not just be accessible to like a third of my viewers. So I think I was definitely able to build up some coverage under the eyes and on the nose, but I am gonna go in with a relatively full coverage concealer. For concealer today, I'm gonna go in with the e.l.f. 16-Hour Camo Concealer. I wore this for the first time the other day, and I was definitely surprised at the amount of coverage. And because I want something super light today, I'm gonna go in with the smallest amount. So just a little bit, and I can always build it up more. On my nose, my chin, and my forehead. So this looks like no product whatsoever. I find that a little bit really does go a long way. So I'm just gonna blend that out with my finger again because I just feel like it. So blending that out, just using tapping motions, and I really like the coverage of the skin tint, and I find that I don't need much more coverage, but I just want a little bit under my eye area. So as you can see, especially under the eye area, this really is spreading out, and a little bit goes a long way. So I find that I like to start with small amounts of product, and then I can always add more, but when you add too much, you're kind of just stuck dealing with that. So I'm just blending out the little bit I put on my nose and bringing that down. I have a little mark on my nose and making sure I'm blending that all in. Now that my fingers did most of the work, I'm gonna go in with a foundation brush and just blend it out a little bit more, because it does look a little bit harsh, especially under my eyes. Perfect. So I'm gonna go ahead and set the foundation under my eyes and just where we put concealer, do my brows, and we'll come back to do the eyeshadow. So off camera, I went ahead and set my face with my number 7 Perfect Light setting powder in the shade Translucent. And then I just filled my brows in with the NYX Micro Brow Pencil in the shade Ash Brown and set that in place with the Anastasia Beverly Hills Clear Brow Gel. I think I'm gonna keep the eyes really simple today. I'm just gonna put some bronzer in my crease. So the bronzer that I'm gonna put in my crease is the e.l.f. Primer Infused Bronzer in the shade Forever Sunkissed. But first I'm gonna go ahead and prime my eyes with the Fenty Beauty Pro Filter Amplifying Eyeshadow Primer. So I'm just gonna put a little bit of this on my lids and blend that out with my fingers. I've just been really liking using my fingers to blend out product recently because I've been kind of running late in the mornings, and it's just easy to not have to grab a sponge and wash a sponge every day. So really enjoying this. I'm just gonna blend that out all over my lids so whatever product we put down really stays. So in my crease, once this dries down a little bit more, I'm gonna put the bronzer. And for my lid, I actually have one of the Colourpop pigments that I showed in a haul recently, and I'm gonna put that all over my lid just because it's gonna be easy and effortless. And I wanna do something for just something light and airy today. So I haven't been able to test this bronzer on my face yet. I've been really using the cream bronzer that I purchased from Milk Makeup, so I definitely have to try out that bronzer a little bit more, but I'm just gonna throw that into my crease for some added definition. But this color bronzer really is the perfect shade for me. It's so light, and I find that it's very buildable, and there's nothing worse than going in with too much face product and having too much bronzer in your cheeks, because that might have been the way I walked out the door the other day and I looked ridiculous. So I'm just getting a little bit more of that bronzer to put it on my other eye. There is some fallout in the pan, but that's not something that I'm really concerned about, but just something I want to make mention of on camera. So getting that all in there. Nice and blended. And to blend this, I'm using the BH Cosmetics Pro number 5 brush, which is just their fluffy blending brush. It's actually my favorite blending brush in my collection. I find that it does such a good job distributing shadow, and I just love the shape of it. So now that this is all blended out, we're gonna go in with that Colourpop pigment that I just mentioned. And the pigment that I purchased is in the shade The Scales, which is collaboration with Kathleen Lights. And this is what it looks like. It's a super pretty like pinky color, and I think it's gonna be beautiful today. So I'm gonna apply that with my Crown Brushes lip brush and spray some MAC Fix Plus so it doesn't get everywhere. So, oh, I'm surprised. So it's kind of loose, but for some reason I thought there'd be like a sifter in it, so this just makes it a bit more difficult to apply. So I think in order to do this, I'm gonna spray my brush first and then go in with the pigment. And I'm gonna scrape the excess onto the sides of the container so it's not too clumpy, and that way I can pick up a precise amount. And this color just looks so beautiful in the pan. I'm so excited to get it on my eyes. So I'm just gonna apply that all over the lid, and then I can always go back for more. Okay, this color upon initial application is absolutely stunning. Oh my goodness. I think I'm in love. So I'm just kind of applying this like a faux cut crease and just really outlining my crease and my lid. But as you saw, I didn't put any base or concealer down. And I'm gonna go back with a little bit more of that pigment, and once again, scraping it off on the sides of the container, just so that I don't have excess amount and a bunch of fallout on my eyes. But I think I'm in love with this color. Can you see how beautiful that is? It's like a pink with an icy blue shift, and I just can't even get over how beautiful this is. So I'm gonna go ahead and repeat the same step on the other eye with the same brush. I'm applying that on the lid and like carving out my crease. And I can't get over the reflect in this color. It is so beautiful. I never really have been a loose pigment kind of girl, but when I saw these released, I thought they were interesting. And then I saw people actually utilize them in tutorials. And I thought that was cool because I was like, oh, this would be great. I could do a swatch video on my eyes and then I'd be done. But I didn't know if it was a product that I'd be realistically using. When I placed the Colourpop order, it was something that I just thought about for such a long time. So this is what the eyes look like, just the brown in the crease and that pigment on the lid. And it's just so simple and pretty. I think it's like the perfect summer color. For mascara, I'm gonna go ahead and try out the Colourpop BFF mascara, and I got mine in the shade Black on Black. I knew I wasn't gonna pick up any of the colored mascaras because it's not something I'd wear, but I've been really wanting to try this out ever since it released. So I'm going to pop some of this on. Is there anything more satisfying than opening a fresh mascara tube? So initially I'm noticing this is separating my lashes. I haven't tried this mascara yet. As some of you might know, the Essence / Princess False Lash Effect mascara is my favorite mascara. So I kind of hold all other mascaras up to that standard, but wow, so far this is really nice. It's giving me the volume that I need while not being too clump. Wow, I'm actually really impressed. I'm gonna go ahead and just do my bottom lashes. I don't really want any shadow on my bottom lashes today. And go ahead and put some mascara on the other eye. And I haven't had to dip back into the tube either. I am really impressed with this mascara so far. That's my first time going back in. I know I have heard some complaints about people saying this mascara has flaked on them. So it's something I'm gonna have to test out when I wear it. And once again, I will review all these products thoroughly, and I'll either come back with a dedicated review for these or put them in my monthly favorites video. So keep an eye out for review videos or my favorites. They probably won't be in my June favorites because I don't think I'll realistically have enough time to test out all of these products, but they'll definitely be in my summer favorites. So this is what my lashes look like with that mascara on, and I am so impressed in the best possible way. So to finish up the eyes, I did also purchase 3 of the new Colourpop cream gel liners. I don't know if these were reformulated, but they were definitely repackaged, and I love this that it has the color throughout the entire packaging. From Sephora, I picked up the Milk Makeup Cream Liner, and I got mine in the shade CEO, which is the brown, and I've worn that for the past 3 days, and I have to say I love it, but I wanted to get a fun pop of color. I feel like this yellow in the shade Punch might ruin the look, but I think I'm gonna go for it anyway because it's so bright and I just can't resist. I have a few of the Colourpop cream gel liners in other colors. I have a nude, a black, and then a metallic one, and I really like them. So I'm excited to have some more fun colors so I can just add a pop of color to my waterline, and so excited about this yellow one. I'm just gonna go ahead and pop that in my waterline, and so far it is so bright. And I'm gonna bring that all the way into the inner corner and kind of mimic an inner corner highlight with it. So wow, that is one bright liner. It's kind of awesome. I could definitely see myself using this when I do like a neutral brown eye and adding a pop of color because it's effortless. And I find that the Colourpop cream gel liners for the most part really stay in my waterline well. So it's not like you'll have a pop of color for 5 minutes and then it'll fade. They actually have pretty good staying power. I said staying powder instead of saying staying power like 4 times in this video. But that's the finished off eyes. So we have that eyeliner, that really pretty pigment, and that extremely impressive mascara. So now I'm gonna move on and finish the rest of the face. I think I'm gonna go use a cream bronzer today and use the Milk Makeup Cream Bronzer Stick in the shade Baked. And I'm just gonna apply that with a foundation brush and just go into the stick and then onto my face, because I find that's the way I can best control the amount of product I'm using. I tried this one time so far because I couldn't resist not trying it, but I wasn't able to really tell anything, and I did set it with a powder, but I'm kind of feeling this like natural cream look, so I don't think I'm gonna set it today. I was worried about this being too warm for me, but I actually think this color is the perfect match. So just planting a little bit more product on the other side. You could definitely draw this onto your face and blend it out because I find that this blends out so easily. I just feel like I have the most control when I apply the product using a brush first. And that way, once again, like with the foundation, I'm not stuck with too much product and then forcing to blend it out. I can really control the amount and where I want to put it and how my skin looks for that day. So I'm going to add some onto my forehead. And I feel like this color looks absolutely beautiful on my skin tone. It's not too warm, it's not too cool. Adding a little bit more on my nose because I kind of like that bronzed, almost sunburnt nose effect. A little bit on my jawline to help that chisel out and warm up. And I'm gonna bring that down my neck so it doesn't look too harsh. I'm gonna add a little bit more to my cheeks. So that went on beautifully, which I knew it would considering I've tried it once before, but I'm gonna try it today and not set that bronzer so I can really test how it's gonna last. I'm gonna use some more cream products to finish off the rest of the face. And I got the Colourpop blush